What's up, guys? MHauser321 here, also known as Matt, playing Blaster Master for the NES. And we are on to the last stretch before the final boss. And I've got some speeding up to do here. I'm basically just showing you my first failed attempt here because I did actually make it to the first part of the final boss and beat him on this life, or on this set of the 3 lives in this continue. And so what happens if you beat him in the same continue, you get to the first part of him. I beat the first part of him. You get to not have to fight him again. So you only have to fight the second half of him, and I didn't know that. So I'm kind of this is my walk up to the first part of him, and I'll stop the speeding up when we get to the first part. But I'm going to explain in more depth what I'm doing from room to room after this speed up section. So we'll get into that when we get there. You can kind of see from the gist of it, but what I'm doing. But this section right here is actually the hardest section in the game by far. It's very hard to make it through here without taking a full health's worth of damage. So it's pretty difficult. You'll see here why. Basically, your wheels get stuck, and these little guys come in out of nowhere, and you can't kill them unless you are, like, if you're on the same level of those worms and you shoot them, your bullets just float above them. You have to be, like, jumping or in the air when you're shooting at it, or they have to be in the air. But they do give you a lot of health, which is good. So I'm going to explain room by room what we're doing after I get to this final boss guy. Let's talk about the boss first of all. So the boss is his name is the Plutonium boss, the first part, and then the second boss, I think, is the second part of the final boss is supposed to be this Emperor guy character who didn't really get that much play, I think, in the American version, or any story is what I'm saying. They didn't really talk about him that much, but he's actually harder than the first boss, the first part of the final boss, because you have to know where to stand. When we get to that section, I'll show you, but it's basically the bottom right hand corner of the screen that you fight him in is where you have to that's where you have to stop. You have to get him to get. You go to the bottom right hand corner. You have to get him to get in this sort of loop pattern, and he does it just naturally if you take him to that corner. And then you have to get in the right spot where his whip can't hit you, and you can just bomb him and he'll die. So here we are back to normal speed, and this is the pre-final boss guy. I'm sorry, this is the pre-final boss room, and right to the right and up a little, right where that P is, right there. That's where you get the gun upgrades, and I have a full gun upgrade already because I kept one from the last boss that I fought. But you cannot beat this boss without a full gun upgrade. I don't want to say you can't, it's just you can't without too much difficulty. So I'm going to go ahead and suggest that you farm every time you get to this room a full gun upgrade, which is really simply just go in and out of the room and it'll come back. You just do that till you get a full gun. This room is really easy. There's really nothing in here that kills you. And so here's my first attempt on part 1 of the final boss. From what I have learned, the best strategy is to start off bombing his mouth. That's where you can take damage. Right between his mouth, right there. Just spam bombs as much as you can to start. See, I even took a hit there, which kind of scared me. But you can get a couple hits in with the bombs like that. And you can try and sneak in there when it's at the very beginning. But once you get too many of these rock things in your room, it's really hard to go sneak in and bomb them. But basically your gun is, every time, from what I gather, the shots are keeping the rocks up in the air so that they won't hit you. And if you stand in one place, yeah, I did take a hit there because I moved. If you stand there and just spam with a fully powered gun, it's really hard to die. But I get lucky here and get a kill on him. I'm about to die here, and I sneak in, I start shooting the rocks, and I bomb him, and he dies. I'm like, what? I've never killed this guy before. I've never even fought the second boss. But I know what to do. Take him to the bottom right-hand corner of the map. See, I picked the wrong spot. I'm too close to the wall right here. See, too close to the wall and his whip will just hit you. So we'll get more into that when we get to him next time, but I'm going to go over how to defeat this final section of the game. First thing you're going to need is hover. Now, you cannot beat this section without hover. Right now you don't need to worry about health because there's a place to farm health, and I think I showed in the last video, but maybe I didn't. I'll show it in this. I'll tell you about it in this one if I don't. How to farm health before you go into the final section. This is how I farm hover. I mean, there's multiple different ways to do it. You need at least 4. Ideally, you want a full bar of hover. It just helps you get through it. I go to this top right corner here and just chill and wait for these things to come by. What do you mean? Oh, I'm yawning again. Basically, just spam until you get a lot. Although it's kind of tedious, it's a requirement. I can't stress this enough how hard it is to beat the final section. That section with all the worms and it's on the spikes. It's pink. That's the section you need hover for. And before that, there's a room that you cannot progress any further in. I've tried to just take damage and get through it. You can't progress any further in this room without having hover. So there's a checkpoint for that. There are no wall checkpoints, but there's definitely a hover checkpoint. So I've got enough hover that I find suitable. And I'm only missing one. I've probably got about 7 there. So I don't have full health, but I want to go into the section with full health, and I'll show you how to do that really quick here. I think I might have showed it in the last video like I said before, but I'm not sure. You go into this area, and you leave this area, and then you jump down here, and you shoot that guy, and you shoot this guy like this, and you get health. And you just rinse and repeat that until you're at full health. So you can start the section off with full health, you know, regardless. And it's a really cool trick. Now the second, like I said, back to the boss. There's not a lot of time to learn what to do when it's actually there, but it's pretty simple. The first section, you need a fully upgraded gun, and you bomb his mouth at the start, and then you shoot the rocks, and you just sit there and spam with a fully upgraded gun. And you shoot his face, and over time he'll die. It's a little bit slower than bombing him, but he will die. And then the secondary boss, you take him into the bottom right hand corner, and he will glitch to a certain point where he will miss you with his whip, and you could just sit there and throw bombs at him, and you have to spam bombs for like 30 seconds to be able to kill him. So we're entering the first room. The first thing I do is go to the left so those worms fall down to the left, and then I try to push them over to the right, but they don't really listen. And then I just sort of tank whatever damage I get right here and go through the door. It's usually only one hit. And you try to kill this guy in a way that you can get his health if he does give you a health. So you drop down here into this room, you take this damage on purpose, and you jump up here, and you go through there. This is where homing missiles help a lot. So if you have homing missiles in this room, which I don't think I have on this run right here, basically you just, to get through here you don't even need a whole lot. To be honest, you can take the roof if you want, the top section of it, but the top or the bottom, they're both about equal. I'm just hoping for some health drops, really, is what I'm hoping for. That's why I'm trying to kill everything without taking damage. So then you push through here, and this is where you have to have hover to get through. You cannot make it through here. Use hover prior, and then go over. Don't try to jump and do it. You'll probably die. Shoot up immediately, because that big dug guy will get you. And then try to dodge these bullets as you're coming down. I know it's hard to see there, but they're shooting little red bullets, and they will do a lot of damage to you. I don't know if it's a lot, but they'll do some damage, and it's avoidable if you notice. So this is how I beat this room. First, I gather all the worms up here in this first section, kill them like this, and get a lot of health there. You're not supposed to jump here. You can use the top to not have to waste your hover. I should have known that. But man, I was thinking you can do it this way too. Be aware that think every little half section of the game here, there's a worm or two that pops out. The screen went black. Stop. See, that's what happens. Is a lot of time you get stuck there. I think I die here, but that's okay. No, I don't die. Never mind. I made it through with 0 health, but it's okay. I have like 3 lives, so I can at least get another attempt on the boss. I never give up, even at 0 health, with no power-ups or anything. I think I'm really close to death right there. Okay, almost got me. I'm basically trying to get free health here. I'm trying to think of a way to get free health, and I can't find anything. I keep trying to kill these guys, hoping they'll drop health. This guy gives me one. Oh, and I go through the door. I try to go back and get it, and it's gone. Fucking idiot. So I think I'll go through here and start killing these guys for health. Hopefully they can give me one. There's like 2 bees at the start before there's any hard enemies, and get one here, and then I just say, alright, let's go for it. So this section is very easy. The hardest thing you're gonna run into is that's alright. The hardest thing you're gonna run into is in this section is getting stuck to the floor. You want to just naturally sort of platform to the left and jump through all these guys. But you run into the floor, this floor sticking shit a lot. If they do drop health, do try to get it. If it's not too much, if it's not gonna be too much. When you go around this corner, you can stay on the roof like this, and there'll be a little bit of slowdown, which will help you get through it. Come to that corner and just drop off. Again, the bees hopefully will give you health, which is good. And then once you get through this part, it's pretty much smooth sailing. There's not a lot here. Don't try to kill those skull things. You will waste your time and effort. Just avoid them and go. And then for this section, you just jump and shoot there, and then follow this platform all the way over. And then up here, and you're on to the final section. Again, we talked about having the fully upgraded gun. I always just come through this door and start bombing. That's how I kill these things, and if it doesn't work, then I just reattempt it until they're dead, because I've done it a couple times where the bombs will just kill it. So go to the right, then go up about 30 or 40 blocks, or 15 to 30 blocks. Grab the gun upgrade, and then go back to the door and rinse and repeat until you have a fully upgraded gun. Even though I've already killed the first section, I'm just going to get the fully upgraded gun just to be safe. I don't think it's going to hurt anything. You know, I think there's another way to kill these guys. If I just shot my gun instead of bombing, I might die faster. Whatever, I'm not used to it, so. Alright, remember, on the final boss, you go final boss, go to the bottom right hand corner, try to get him stuck in this little loop thing, and then you spam bombs once you get him stuck in this loop where he won't touch you, but he can't hit you, so you just spam bombs over and over again. Do the first section before. See, this is right where you need to be, not up against the wall, to the left of the wall just a little, and basically just see how his whip goes to the left of you, he doesn't try to strike you with it, and you just spam bombs. And when you see his shield go away, that means you've done about half of his health, and then, so now he's at half health, and then you just keep spamming. This is like the perfect spot. I don't know who found it, but works great. And that's it. It's unfortunate because these rooms have some of the coolest graphics in the game, so you don't get to see them for very long. And here goes the cave, whatever. Evil Empire, space guys. And you're greeted with this really cool 8-bit image. And I don't know if this is in the Japanese version. I mean, but it's like a tank over a cliff's edge with the, you know, sky and the trees and the mountains, and it actually kind of looks like the dude Jason or Kane, whatever fucking version you played as a kid. And there's a little frog, which looks out of place, if I'm honest. Look better without him. Oh my god, let's go to this pretty sweet music. Oh shoot, excuse me. Let me turn that down. That must have been really loud. My bad. I have my phone on vibrate. And yeah, that's Blaster Master. A lot longer than I wanted this series to be. I was hoping I could compact it, but I don't like to go over like 13. I don't really like to try not to go over every time. If I can, I will avoid going over like 15 minutes. You know, so or actually 13 minutes is my goal, to try to keep the videos like that. So that's thank you all. Special thanks to you and Chow. Thank you. Thank you all those people who made this awesome game. One of the best, better titles for the NES. Not a lot of glitches, not a lot of glitchy shit. Pretty straightforward and pretty simple. I mean, let me know what you think in the comments. I mean, by all means, you don't have to comment, but I really do appreciate people who comment. I comment on a lot of the videos I'm interested in because I know the feedback is something very important in this type of format, YouTube format. So, I mean, if you can't comment and you don't want to, that's fine. Just leave a like if you're even listening anymore. I don't know who stays to the end of the videos this late. If you stayed to the end of this video, comment that you stayed to this part. Let's see it. I'd like to see it. Alrighty, guys. That's going to be it for this series, guys or girls. Take care. We'll catch you in the next one.